Level 1. The Intern. You want to change the country. You are 22. You grew up in a town where the media barely exist. Then, one night, you watched an exposed news, a hidden camera, a minister taking cash, a reporter who brought down the powerful with nothing but a camera, and you decided that was the job. One honest voice can shake a whole government. You wanted to be that voice. You moved to the city, to a building full of cameras. You expected a temple of truth. You found a content factory. Let me tell you the first thing nobody warned you about. You are barely paid. 8, maybe 10,000 rupees a month, in a city that requires lakhs. The newsroom runs on kids like you. 14-hour days. For a credit, no one ever gives. And the real news does not even come from these studios. It comes from a freelance reporter, a man in some district with a cheap camera. He films the flood, the collapsed bridge, the lynching. He sells the clip for a few hundred rupees. If he is beaten covering a story, nobody in this building will remember his name. Your job is not the truth. It is sensationalism. Headlines built to be tapped, not believed. Nearly 900 news channels, all fighting for the same audience. And absolutely no one cares about calm, simple, and straight news. Then it happens. You find something real. A contractor, a scam, documents that prove it. You carry it to your senior, heart pounding. He does not look up. Not our story, he says. It never goes on TV. At this level, your voice reaches no one. And you tell yourself that if I can get a bigger voice, I will use it for good. Remember that promise, because the next level teaches you its price. Level 2. The reporter. You must pick a side. Now, you have a mic with the channel's logo and the thrill of saying your own name into a camera. A few lakh people hear your voice now. This is where you learn how stories are actually chosen. Not by what matters, by what the owner wants and what the numbers reward. A farmer's suicide is depressing. A celebrity wedding is easy entertainment. You quietly stop pitching. The first kind. Now, I'm going to tell you something very few people in this industry will ever admit. Election season comes, and you see the thing they call paid news. Coverage that looks like journalism, but is really an advertisement someone paid for. A name that is taken 1,000 times. A scandal that is buried. You watch seniors pocket some cash like a tip. The first time, you are disgusted. The third time, you understand your rent. And you absorb the real rule of the newsroom. Every channel has a side, a line it will not cross, a hand it will not bite. Nobody hands you a rule book. You just learn which stories die on arrival, which scam is never revealed. Here is the ugly part. Picking a side is not a betrayal here. It is a career plan. Reporters who line up with power get the exclusives, the access, the promotions. The neutral ones get nowhere. So you choose, and it feels good. An ideology hands you a team, a villain, and a reason to sleep at night. You stop asking who is right. You start asking who this will help. Your voice is bigger now. It is just no longer entirely yours. They are moving you to the studio, where the news you grew up trusting is written like a film script. But there's obviously a twist. Level 3. The anchor. You must dance. You are 34. You are the face. Your name is the show. Millions hear your voice every night at 9, and you have learned exactly what keeps them watching. Anger. Let me tell you how prime time is actually made. It is not a discussion. It is theater. Staged fresh every night. The villain is decided before the show begins. The topic is chosen for bait, never for weight. Those furious experts sitting in the studio. Ever wondered why those same faces are seen on every news channel? Because they're paid to play a role. Like wrestlers, with assigned parts, you do not calm the chaos. You conduct it. It all runs on one number, the TRP, the number that decides what a minute of your airtime is worth. There was a time when police alleged channels were rigging it, paying ordinary households just to keep their channel switched on. Outrage is the product. Rage is the revenue. Somewhere in here, the public coins a name for channels like yours. Lapdog media. Savage with the powerless. Gentle with the powerful, whoever the powerful happen to be. But the insiders don't care about the noise. Meanwhile, on the Global Press Freedom Index, India sits at 157, out of 180. You call that foreign propaganda on air. The studio applauds. Crore people hear you every night, and you have never had less to say. But understand this, the anchor is still an employee, a famous servant. The real game begins one floor above the studio. Let's go. Level 4. The editor. You must protect the house. You are 43. You do not just read the news anymore. You decide it. And your real skill is knowing which stories must quietly die. This is where you see who pays for all of it. And this part will shock you. It is not the soap and the cars in the ad breaks. One of the biggest advertisers in media is the government itself. Crores in public advertising, handed out as a reward, pulled back as a punishment. Run the wrong story, and the money stops for the whole building. So the building learns. No filter is required. You learn who really owns you, too. The channel belongs to a corporate house. Power, loans, escape from laws. The news was never the product. It is the shield, built to flatter the people who could hurt the parent company and bury the ones who threaten it. Ever wondered why common man doesn't accept this truth? Because they don't watch content like this. A simple share of this video in your WhatsApp group can change things for good. Anyways, moving on. In India, 2 or 3 journalists are killed for their work every single year. But now at this level, you understand something that changes everything. Everyone in this building serves whoever owns it. Real power is not a bigger salary. It is the building itself, so you spend a decade collecting what matters. Investors, politicians who owe you, industrialists who fear you. And then one day, you stop working for the owner. You become one. Level 5. The boss. You own the voice. You're 54. You literally own the media house now, and you still do your prime time show. You're the face on the screen and the name on the building. Understand what that means. A minister's career can end on your show. 1 week of coverage, and a scandal becomes a resignation. So ministers fear you. They return your calls in minutes. Before every election, political parties invite you for a summit. You can take an unknown face and make it a household name in 3 weeks, or bury a rising leader under a hashtag. You shape the common man's mood that decides the next wave of drama. Indirectly, silently, you have a hand in who stays in power, and not just politics. Your channel controls which celebrity's kid should be tortured by a sting operation. One campaign from you can shake a stock price. So the biggest corporates help you in crores for building your channel. It is not marketing. It is protection. The boy from the small town wanted to give a voice to the voiceless. Look at you now. You hold the largest voice in the country. You could aim it at any injustice, any thief in power, and 1 billion people would listen. But you will not, because every narrative you could break is a favor you would burn. You wanted to expose the system. Instead, the system made you an offer, 1 level at a time. Now, you are not fighting it. You are not even serving it. You own it. It is almost midnight in the glass office above the newsroom. Down on the floor, an intern is cutting a video clip, eyes shining, thinking, she is going to change the country. She reminds you of someone. Then you remember. You were that intern 25 years back. There is a news breaking on the show today about a minister who forgot to fear you. By morning, the country will be angry at exactly who you want it to be angry at. The phone rings after the show. You say, you could have simply agreed to my terms. This is Reveal POV. We take you inside a journey you only heard of. If you liked this one, subscribe, because the next world we reveal will be more interesting.